Okay.
Ready?
I'm ready. I'm Little Ed.
I'm Dr. John.
And this is another episode of
sir.
Enuff Already.
Enough already, I'm telling you what.
Yeah, let's get some music.
You want to get some music?
Yeah, let's hear it. It's not heavy metal yet, Melvin.
Dr. John, the podcast flow.
It's not heavy metal yet, Melvin, but we're working on it.
One brings the knowledge, the other keeps it straight. The change
Struggling with these cameras and the setup and electronics and stuff, and hopefully this podcast goes out. Last week we got a silent movie like Charlie Chaplin's
sure it's tight. Together they're a force. A podcast you want so fly.
Test it
Bring
out.
the truth in
Test out,
wisdom.
okay? So
got a nice
Reaching
intro.
for the sky. And then Dr. John, enough already, let it out. On the airwaves.
Definitely going to be a loss on
What
the
it's
text.
all about. Just spreading wisdom, knowledge.
All right, let's get to it. We're going to talk about the
Let's just talk about this
Biden
pardon, huh? Joe Biden and the pardon.
Well,
Hey, Ed.
it's the first time ever a president's pardoned his son.
But what I want to say is, what a blanket pardon? What is a blanket? Can somebody please tell me what a blanket pardon is?
Well, if I'm thinking right, John, he still has 3 weeks to commit crimes and get away with it.
I mean, are they going to just keep extending it out? Well, they said it went till December 4th,
Something like that.
2024, and it started somewhere in
2014.
2014. So for 10 years, he's going to get pardoned for. And I thought when you got pardoned, it was a crime you committed, and they pardoned you for the crime that you did, not just, hey, anything you did in the last 10 years,
Right.
we're going to forgive you.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I mean,
No, it's wrong.
well, it's wrong to tell the world you're not going to pardon them and then end up pardoning them anyway. I think there was kind of they wanted Trump to pardon him. You know what I mean? And I think he tried to work a deal with Trump. So
Trump's not going to pardon
and
him.
Trump was like, "Screw you! I'm innocent of everything you've ever charged me of." So so he had to do something. But what the Hunter Biden thing, he was guilty. He pled guilty. He was found guilty of the gun charge. He pled guilty to the taxes. These are the same people that are telling people they need to pay their fair
And I
share.
don't really give two shits about the gun charges.
Me either.
He bought a gun, it was a felony, whatever, I don't care. But, you know, how many millions of dollars in tax? $1.5 million, something like that? How much was it?
Well, I don't know
It
exact
was over $1
amount.
million.
Oh yeah. Well, they had proven that he had taken in $23 million, so he should have paid
That's
taxes.
because that's that valuable artwork he was selling.
Believe it or not, that was even before the artwork. That had to do with Burisma in the Ukraine and some other things where he was selling his father's name and influence. I mean, he was a gas executive. I meant over there.
No, he was actually over for Ukraine, and he was selling his father's influence. There's no doubt about that. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's doing that.
I'd just like to see what he knows about the gas industry.
The man knows nothing about the gas industry.
Absolutely not.
The man knows nothing about nothing.
And I think some of the crimes that he's done could be considered treason, and I'm not sure you can pardon treason.
I don't know.
The thing about him being pardoned, John, though, is he can no longer plead the Fifth. If he gets called to Congress, which he has to show up for Congress, or they'll put his ass in jail like they did Peter Navarro and Steve Bannon, and a few other people. So he's already guilty of that anyway. I don't know if if his pardon covers him there, but he's going to be called back into Congress to testify once again, and he can no longer plead the Fifth.
So he could go into Congress and rat out all the stuff he did and rat out everybody else that did bad things, but he won't get in trouble because he's been blanket pardoned for anything he possibly did for 10 years.
Right, and I think that's why he got pardoned, John. I think over the Thanksgiving holiday, he said, "Look, Dad, all the shit you're guilty of, if you don't pardon me, I'm going to spill the beans on you and my uncle, whatever Joe Biden's brother's name is. Can't think of it right off the top of my head, but
Well, that sounds kind of like a Hunter Biden move.
pretty much everybody in the Biden family is guilty of taking money.
I'm surprised they didn't kill him.
Except the grandchild that Joe doesn't claim.
I'm surprised they didn't go get some Coke with some fentanyl and say, "Here, Hunter, here's a present."
Well, they were scared he'd share it with Jill.
Oh, yeah.
So, you don't want
Never
that.
know where that stuff would get around to, do you?
I'm looking forward to finding out who the cocaine did belong to that was in the White House, but I kind of think I already know. We'll see.
You know what?
It's not Hunter, folks.
I don't want to get off on a tangent what we're talking about, but that's like one of the most secure places in the country, and there's a camera around every corner, and
Right.
you can't tell me somebody didn't see somebody do something.
They lifted DNA off of it.
Yeah, but still, it's got to be on video camera. There's not
Oh,
one
right.
square inch of that place is not
Exactly
covered
right,
with a camera.
exactly. But
You can't tell me.
back to the pardons. You know,
Yes.
we're talking about him spilling the beans. You got Biden saying he's thinking about pardoning
Oh, yeah, now,
Anthony Fauci
and why does he need to pardon Anthony Fauci? Why would he need a pardon? And what's the crime?
and General Milley. You know, well, they're
What's the crime?
these guys are all guilty of crimes because they basically stole an election.
But you gotta
they
be
helped do it.
charged with a crime to be pardoned of. You just can't say, I'm pardoning you for anything you might have done that was criminal.
Anything that might be charged under Trump's DOJ is what he's saying, and it goes further than that. It's Mark Milley, Liz
Well,
Cheney,
you can't do that,
Adam
though.
Schiff. What? I don't know, man. There's a lot of things that these Democrats can't do but they do seem to do anyway.
That's like saying, hey, Joe, I want you to pardon me because I think I might rob the bank tomorrow. I need
Well,
a pardon for at least a week for
looks
anything
like
I do wrong.
Looks like Hunter's got a few weeks left that he could do some crimes before he gets in trouble.
But don't you know what I'm saying? If I decide I want to rob the bank, say, hey, I need pardon for what? Well, what I'm going to do next week.
See, what I'm thinking is
Blanket, cover me for everything. Anybody I killed, all the money I stole, everything I did, pardon me so I can just get out of there.
right. Plus, they got Hunter's laptop, which, from what I understand, has him committing countless felonies and proof of it. You know, I mean, video proof. It's obvious that it's him doing it.
We know that family's corrupt, and you people better look into things and realize that family's corrupt.
Right. Well, and he spent weeks literally on a campaign trail saying, you know, the press asking him, you know, are you going to pardon your son? And him
No.
like, no, I'm not. No.
Little,
I believe in the
little
justice system.
Raggedy Ann, they're the press secretary. No, he's not. I've went over this, and the answer still is no. He's not pardoning Hunter. I'm like, lying bitch.
And then he turns around and says that he's pardoning him because he's been targeted by his own DOJ.
Yeah.
Which
He was.
I don't
yeah,
understand
he
that
was,
either.
He was being targeted by the DOJ and stuff pulled up because normal people wouldn't get trouble for the things he's done. And I'm like, who are you talking to?
Right. Didn't you appoint the district attorney? You know, Mayorkas, your buddy. You know, I mean, he's the one that sent the people after Trump.
Well, there's
That
no
they
way
claim
in
never
hell this
happened.
has got to be legal that you can lay down a 10-year blanket pardon.
I really don't know the
I've never
specifics
heard
of
of
it.
such a thing. That cannot be in the rules.
I've
There's
yet to
got to
hear-
be some way that's not legal to do.
Well, there's also a pardon committee that this is supposed to go in front of before he's announced that he's pardoning this person.
Well, it's probably all people that are in cahoots and been doing criminal activities with them.
Right.
They're going to say, oh, yeah, we can do that. And as a matter of fact, you can pardon us, too, when we're done with this one.
And then everybody wants to bring up Kushner's father that Trump did pardon. And I'm not really sure, but he's now our diplomat to France. You know, what I mean? So whatever Trump pardoned him of, it sure as hell wasn't selling secrets to the Chinese.
I'm thinking like all them J6 people in jail need to be pardoned.
Oh yeah.
That's the first thing
I
I'd
think,
pardon them.
I
People
think
don't
Biden
deserve to
should
be in
pardon
jail.
him before he leaves
And
office.
then I think they ought to get a big fat settlement check for being illegally thrown in prison.
John, some of the men have been in solitary confinement since they've been in here,
So-
and women, and grandmas. You know, it's crazy. They just arrested a guy locally here not too long ago.
Oh, yeah, about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because he was there.
Right. He supposedly had a metal Trump sign, which I don't know. I really don't know. I think they just make stuff up to bust these people. But you know, Trump said he's going to pardon them.
Things are going to change.
Right? The world's about to change, and
Hey.
I think we're going to see things like we'd never thought we'd ever see.
I hope so.
I think the amount of corruption that we've dealt with our entire lives is going to be more than we can fathom, to be quite honest with you.
You know, and these people have been saying, oh, that's true, these left wingers, oh, that's bullshit, oh, that's not true. Wait till the hammer comes down and they find out.
Well, they still deny it. You got the same people now that are all for Trump, all for Biden pardoning Hunter. When just 4 or 5 weeks ago, they were swearing up one side and down the other that the pedophile in chief was not going to do that he's not going to pardon his crack addicted.
Well, they go with it anyway. The wind blows as long as it's blowing to the left.
But now they're all for it. You know, yeah, I'm glad he pardoned him. You know, it was the first time ever, like I said, that a president has pardoned a son, and it had to be somebody that's as big a piece of shit as Hunter Biden.
People need
is.
to dig in and look at this because it's ridiculous. It's against the law. It has to be against the law, and you just can't whip out the thing for 10 years and say, I'm pardoning you for everything you did wrong for 10 years.
Again,
Any criminal activity.
Again, I'm not sure you can pardon treason. You know, I'm not so sure you can do that.
Let's put the timer on and do our rant tonight. It's a good one. We're gonna piss some people off.
Yeah, we don't care.
Well, I want to piss some people off because they're stupid.
We We piss YouTube off every week when we mention
Has the
certain
timer
things about the
started?
weather. You ready to start it?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, Ed. Oh, my God, I'm going to have to shave my freaking head because Trump won.
You better get a vasectomy.
Yeah, these freaking people, you freaking lunatics.
I can't
Gonna
believe
shave your head.
For-
And first of all, you bitches, nobody wants to have sex with you anyhow. So saying you're gonna have no more
True
sex,
that.
you're not doing anything because you ain't getting any anyhow.
And not only that, you look at first there was purple hair, then they shaved their head, then they swore off sex with with men. I mean, you could do with that what you want, but now they're just gonna sterilize themselves.
Yeah, they're getting sterilized. They're gonna prove a point. Say, well,
listen, I'm
it's
all
so
for it.
traumatic. I gotta get sterilized.
You go right ahead. I'm pretty sure that about 90% of you wouldn't have made good mothers anyway.
I am glad because then the illness will disappear with you when you're gone, and you're not gonna bring it down to a future generation. So you girls go right out there and get sterilized. There's one thing we agree on. We like it.
Absolutely. And if you're so damn gullible that you can believe your news show telling you that Trump's going to force you to have babies, that is the most absurd, crazy, retarded thing I've ever
And
heard.
you guys with the girls get sterilized, run around getting back vasectomies. More power to you. Get all your buddies to think like you, to do the same thing. We're going to kill out this way of thinking, and it's going to disappear with you, and we'll be happy again.
Chances are, John, if they're liberal men, they don't have any testosterone anyway.
No.
They're a bunch of soy boy
Bunch of
pussies
whip-ass
that
pussies.
probably don't get no women anyhow, so we're not really worried about them reproducing. So you can go ahead and get your vasectomy so, you can't knock up your
You're
boyfriend.
doing us all a favor, and we're all cheering you on, going, yeah, that's another
Yeah,
one where you
yeah.
got to worry about having kids and being a
Don't have a
shit-ass
problem with
parent
it. Not at all. Not at all.
and teaching his kids goofy
They were
stuff.
given abortions and vasectomies at the Democratic National Convention.
Yeah.
So this is your way of thinking. Have at it, please. Don't have kids. Don't ever have
Get sterilized
kids.
might be cheaper than an abortion. I don't know.
Don't have sex. We don't care.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. I guarantee you don't want to do it.
Normal-
Quit doing it.
Normal people ain't pursuing that
They are
anyway.
crazy right down to their toes. I'm
Oh,
telling
I
you.
know it. I know it. It's crazy how these women that
What makes you think that way? What in the world makes you think that way? I mean, come on.
Well, it's propaganda, John, and they're easily fooled and gullible. That's why you don't need to have kids. Go get sterilized today.
Because you're stupid.
You're very, very stupid. And if you do have kids, give them to a conservative family that can have kids,
Yeah,
so
they'll
they
raise
can
'em
raise a
good.
proper American loving child.
Give them good homes and teach them good wholesome
Right, no
things.
tongue rings or nothing like that. Just a regular old American-made kid that plays baseball and has fun and doesn't worry about transgenderism and.
Don't have to worry about all these stupid things that you're trying to teach everybody in life, and they can just be a kid.
Right, and then they'll grow up and reproduce and grow fine American people.
Yes.
See, all you got to do is just step out of the
So
equation.
keep getting sterilized, keep getting vasectomies, keep getting abortions. We are cheering you to hell on.
And if you can't find a doctor to do it, just sterilize each other. I mean, it's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Pocket knife will work. That's 3 minutes. But, man,
All right. That's the rant. Hope we pissed you to hell off.
I mean it, though.
But we mean it.
Give
We're
them-
cheering you to hell
Give
on.
each other vasectomies. Give each other hysterectomies with a rusty knife. I don't care.
Yeah.
Do what you
Just
want.
do it.
You're
Because you ain't
retarded.
pissing us off. We're happy about it.
Yeah, you're doing the world a favor.
All right.
Totally are.
So,
They're probably crying in their pussy hatch right now, John.
I don't care. How dare they say that? Well,
All right, let's get back to
they
these
ain't going to do it
criminals.
no more because we're telling them we like it.
I want to know why he's going to. I kind of have a feeling why he's going to pardon Adam Schiff and Liz Cheney and save them from any prosecution.
Yeah, because they were in the J6 thing,
Right.
and Adam Schiff had the false Russian information.
Right,
bullshit.
he had all. It was all secret though. That we American
Well, you
people.
didn't let nobody see it.
Right, he was the only one allowed.
Well, that's because he wrote it.
Yeah, kind of like John Smith and the Mormons.
Adam Schiff wrote all that stuff, made it all up. It
Right.
wasn't real.
Right. Well, we're still waiting on the PP tape and that kind of stuff. And as far as I know, Trump's never even been to Moscow. So it's kind of hard for him to be in a hotel room with 2 hookers. But, whatever. I mean, I don't care if he did. He runs the country pretty good.
Yeah.
Remember back when Clinton was president, John, how they were all sad because he had smoked weed in college?
I don't care.
Well, now they're all – I'm just saying, look how we have evolved.
But they carried
He
on.
was-
I did not inhale. I'm like, kind of bullshit are you trying to lay on
He was
me?
banging every 20-year-old intern he could get his hands on, but nobody seemed to give a shit about that.
No.
In fact, they busted him and reelected him. I mean, I don't know. I really don't care.
Well, I got information from a guy that was in NSA said that he had young girls down in the below the Oval Office and the intelligence things
Don't surprise me none.
doing things to him.
Oh, don't surprise me none.
So, why would that guy lie to me? He says the boys all stay in contact and we tell each other. He was back in
Absolute power corrupts
back
everybody.
in them days, and he was telling me some stories you wouldn't believe that I'm not going to put all over here. But
The truth is they're afraid of who Trump's appointing, like Pam Bondi and Kash Patel. You know, these two guys are straight up American first, MAGA to the bone people, are no nonsense. Both of them are fully capable of doing what Trump's appointing them to do. And then you got Pete Hegseth, who is not going away. He's going to be our next Department of
they
Defense.
just cleared some stuff up on him.
Well, it's the old Kavanaugh thing, you know. Oh, he did this and he did that. Anonymous sources say this. Somebody said this in confidence.
Yeah, that's the hearsay. She said, I said, he
Right,
said, you said,
right.
that I heard they said.
Or exactly. or he did it. I don't remember when or where it happened.
I
just
don't
know
go
he
for
did
that.
it.
You know, you go in a court of law and try to use that crap. They go, did you hear it, or is this some kind of thing you heard? Somebody. Well, you know, you can't submit something that's hearsay
Right.
as evidence.
Right, but they can use it to put it in the, do the old Nancy Pelosi gate.
Smear, yeah, the Nancy Pelosi
You-
smear.
You put it, you say it out there, and you give it to the press, and they run with it, and hope to God that the people that want vasectomies and and get their tubes cut and tied because of Trump get so scared that they come up in an uproar about it. But those days are over, I think. I think the whole Black Lives Matter, Me Too, all that stuff, I think that's all over. I think America's come to its senses, and we're going to see some.
Not completely, but we're
working
headed
on it.
down the right road to get things straightened
We
out.
got
I mean, I
some-
don't give a shit if you want to go do weird shit at your house, or you have a party at your house and you do weird stuff. If you're not hurting no young kids or anything, you're being all freaky and goofy or whatever, go for it.
Right.
But you got to remember, everything you do, you got to remember there's other people around, and you can't be doing things that are going to affect other people. Just keep it in your crowd and do whatever you want to do, but don't be making it, don't, young kids and other people don't want that. We don't want that shit, so don't be coming around here doing that. Go do it in your place. I'm not coming over to your house to do what I want to do and shooting guns and blowing holes in your wall. They don't want that either.
Nope.
If I showed up and started shooting targets in their backyard, they'd freak out.
A little
So
bit.
that's what I want to do.
I wouldn't. But it's the whole slander thing that anybody they're scared of, they're going to try to talk down and slander to the point where congressmen get scared. Rhino congressmen and rhino senators get scared and try to pull the plug on Trump's appointees.
Lindsey Graham, for one.
Yeah.
That guy's got to go.
Well, he was all against Gates, but he's on the Hegseth train. He says that he said basically the same thing we do, that he's not going to go on anonymous sources and people that aren't afraid to stand up and admit, to put their name
Probably
behind
got
it.
a bunch of emails and phone calls, people
Oh,
saying,
yeah.
hey,
You better shut up.
you better straighten up, because the people are watching now and they're paying attention.
I honestly think Pete Hegseth has more than enough votes to be confirmed. I think it's just the media that's trying to convince everybody otherwise. And same with Kash Patel. These people are more than qualified. They have more experience than any FBI director or national defense secretary that you can imagine. And as far as I know, just the word of Pete Hegseth being the defense secretary has caused recruitment for the military to go up. So, and he's already said he's going to get rid of all the transgender bullshit. The DEI is out the door. It's lethality.
Hey,
he
yeah,
wants a lethal
yeah.
fighting force.
If you're
and-
transgender and you kick some ass, you want to be in the military, you can fight and everything, fine. But if you can't,
Well, they can't even let a guy with a root canal fight in combat for fear that it may slow down slow down the theater itself with somebody trying to take care of him. But as far as the transgender goes, we all remember MASH and Klinger.
yeah.
And he dressed as a woman to try to get out of the military.
Yeah, and that was funny comedy.
Right.
And everybody's like, oh, how ridiculous. And now it's the ridiculous is normal.
It's insane. It is crazy.
It's like, where in the world does ridiculousness come from now that ridiculously outrageous stuff is now the new normalcy?
Right.
Well, I'm tired of it. Tired of this crap. It doesn't have to be that way. I mean, you can be ridiculous and stuff, but like I said, just,
Right. But, I don't, the whole pardoning, back to the pardon thing, we kind of get off there. We do that sometimes. But back to pardoning, Liz Cheney and Adam Schiff, these guys, I think.
and they're going to get blanket pardons, whatever the hell.
Right.
This is a new term I've never heard of, a blanket pardon.
Well, it's because they helped throw an election, and they helped hide it. And they helped conceal the fact that it was thrown with their January 6th bullshit that nobody after January 10th gave a shit about
And
because
that's
it really
flat
wasn't nothing.
treason.
Right. That is treason.
It
Again,
is treason.
I'm not
treason.
so sure treason's covered under any pardon. You know, we'll find out. I
Still
guess.
in the books, you know what the penalty of treason is?
Death,
You know how?
hanging, isn't it?
Hanging by death for
Yeah.
treason.
I wouldn't have
And
a
I ain't
problem
even
with
hung anyone in a long time, I don't think.
that. I think if you tried to throw this country under the bus,
Except Epstein, they hung him, so he didn't commit treason, though.
right? Yeah. Well, he was about to commit treason against them. I think that's why Diddy's on a death watch because I think Hillary's on the visitor log or something, maybe, probably. We'll see, but you know, I think we're gonna get. I think the Epstein list will get out. I think we're gonna find out just exactly who is on it, and then we're gonna have a bunch of rats scurrying to either get the hell out of the country or
What's scary is we still got, like, what, 40 days, 30-something days till
something like that.
they
We got till
inaugurate?
January 20th.
20th, that's 20 days, and it's the what? So, yeah, we got probably 40 days yet.
Yeah, it's gonna
They
be.
could do a lot of things in 40 days yet.
Oh yeah. Well, he gave $1 billion of aid to Africa.
Oh,
the
yeah.
last couple of days.
He's getting ready another 750 million or 750
for
to-
Africans that were
to-
displaced during natural disasters. Like we don't have natural disasters here in America. We got people living in tents in North Carolina, and it's freezing
and
outside.
they got $750, but they have to pay it back, and you got to qualify.
Right. And if you,
People, what's going on?
and if you have a Republican voting log, then you ain't getting shit. So.
Oh yeah, because the Trump supporters get nothing.
Right. Exactly.
So I don't know, but I don't think there's that many not Trump supporters in that area of the country.
I think they're just scared of Pam Bondi and Cash Patel and because these guys are nose nonsense.
I hope
people.
they're shitting bricks,
Yeah, they are.
and I hope they go to jail.
Well, you know, like I said, basically all these pardons are for one thing and one thing only, and that's to cover Barack Obama, because he's behind all this. He's behind all of the Russia collusion. He knew it was fake. Still signed off on the FISA warrants and stuff like that to have Trump wiretapped Trump Tower during his candidate when he was campaigning, and then again, still as he was president, they were still wiretapping him, and these things are all a big, huge no-no. And once Cash Patel is there and he cracks them books open, he's going to know what the FBI was open. Did you hear what he said he's going to do at the FBI?
No, I didn't hear what he said.
Day one, he said he's going to shut it down, shut the building down, and the next day he was going to open it up as a museum to the death of the deep state. And he's going to send the 7,000 people that work there, 7,000 people that work there, he's going to send them out in the field to go catch bad guys because they're cops. They're supposed to be catching bad guys.
Yeah.
Not
It's supposed to be the Federal Bureau of Investigation, but it's more like the Federal Bureau of Ignorance.
not chasing down moms that protest at school board meetings, but real
Well, they
criminals.
weaponized the FBI so bad that it was ridiculous,
Right.
and they were doing it politically motivated to just attack people that weren't supporting their way of thinking.
And did you hear the thing that came out with the Doge thing with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy?
No.
They said that 6% of all federal employees do not work a 40-hour week. 6%. That's
a
the
shitload.
right. And out of those, you take that 6%, you take away the people that clean the offices and prepare the food in the cafeterias and stuff. It's below 1%.
And then, the House and the Senate.
These people are stealing our money, folks.
I think they need to get rid of all these recesses and these extended breaks and everything and put these people in there because we hired them to work, not to be on vacation. How many days a year do they work?
I don't think a congressman works but maybe 160 days
Yeah,
a year.
that's bullshit. You're not here to be on vacation all the time. You're here to work.
And within the next 12 months, they're going to go into campaign mode.
And then they start campaigning. So how many days do we get out of them? It's crap.
It's
We need to get
ridiculous.
rid of all this vacation that they're taking. If you take a couple days here, a couple days, you get what the American people get.
We get rid of the career politician, and that all goes
We
away.
get off Thanksgiving or we get off Christmas or we get off this, but we don't say, oh, well, we're going to take our recess. We'll be back in a month. Bullshit.
Right.
You get the hell back here and you
Well-
start working. We're going to tell them you start working.
And
We get a
they're-
lot more done.
In their defense, they're what they tell you is they go back to their home states to talk to their constituents and stuff of that nature. But with today's internet and everything like that. If one of their constituents had a problem, you can drop an email right to their office in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, they don't need to be. They're not.
They don't need 6 offices all across their state.
I went down and seen Frank Latta. He did that crap down here at our town hall. You know who he is?
Yep.
He's a Lion SOB. You know why? And he's a Republican.
Right.
And I asked him, I says, what are you doing, campaigning? Is that way out here? Oh, no, I'm not campaigning. So I got to get out and talk to the people and see what's going on. I need my constituents and hear what's happening so I can take care of things. I said, you mean tell me you ain't going to be on the election come up in November? Oh, no, he says.
And he was.
Guess who was on the ballot?
Right.
And you know what? I always vote that way, but guess who I didn't vote for?
Not him.
He lied right to my face for no good reason.
Right.
All he had to do was say, well, yeah, I am, and I appreciate it if you vote for me. Now, I have respected that, but you flat out lie to me and tell me I'm not coming up for election.
Well, John,
And the truth was better.
they got to do
The truth was honestly better to say, yeah, I am, would you
Right.
vote for me?
Well, they got to do these what they call exploratory committees, to see where they go around and they talk to people to see if they have a following.
Why lit him all up with green energy and all this crap with green housing? And so I'm really going to get under his skin to see what he does. I had him squirming.
Right,
And
'cause he had no answer.
He had no answer, and he wouldn't like it. He's going, oh, I see. And I tell him about these fireplaces, and I'm telling him about this. I said, we're thinking about start building these kind of houses, and I'm telling him this, and I said, thinking maybe we get money from the government. And he's going, oh, that's very interesting. That's very interesting. But I knew he wouldn't want to hear it. I just did it because I was trying to get under
Right.
his skin.
Well, it's surprisingly just how much they don't know about these things. You could go on Google and find out a lot of information about this stuff, and so could they, but they don't. And when they're called out on it, they're like, they talk good, they got great vocabulary, so they could get around it. You know what I mean? But they don't really know.
Well,
That's most leftists, by the way.
let's wrap her up tonight, Ed.
Alrighty.
Now listen, people. Look it up. See if you can find what the definition of a blanket pardon is.
Yeah, I'd like to know too. Email it.
Email to so
John
they can
at
figure
Gmail.
out what the hell that is because I've never heard it in my life and I don't know how it works.
Oh, we got to mention our Christmas party we're having.
Next week,
Yep, we're going to have the first annual Little Ed and Dr. John.
podcast Christmas party.
Yeah, so we're going to have some people out here singing some Christmas
Singing
karaoke,
and dancing and
drinking and
drinking
eating,
and
we're going to have some
eating
fun.
and have some people there sing for you and all
Me and
kinds
John's
of stuff.
even
We're
gonna do a song.
Yeah, we'll even do a song for you. We're just going to have some fun, rip it up, holiday spirit, make everybody laugh,
We're
have
going
a
to
good
have some
time.
fun. We need to lighten up the mood a little bit, and we're not. The podcast is basically just going to be about.
We might add a few little nibbles in current events
Yeah, but
in between singers.
most of it's going to be about Christmas and fellowship with our friends and family who's going to be here, and we're going to have.
You never know, something might happen in the next week.
Yeah, well, if it does, then we'll have no choice but to cover it. Well, and we will, but it's primarily going to be a Christmas party, and Dr. John at gmail.com. Hit us up. If you can sing, hit us up. Come on over next Friday.
That's right.
If you can't sing, hit us up. Come on over next Friday.
Sing with us when you're on your computer with us while we're singing and you're watching it. So.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.